Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program today. We have our news stories, Community Bulletin Board, or CBB, and our 55 Plus News. But first, a social media announcement. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and 96.7 WERA FM. Now on to our first news story for today. As of Sunday evening, May 30th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington had reached 15,293. Regular viewers and listeners will know the continuing increase in our reported case numbers. Arlingtonians are still getting sick. 4 people in the last 7 days. Due to periodic adjustments in the Virginia Department of Health's count, the number may be somewhat higher. Birds are reportedly dying in large numbers across Arlington, prompting an investigation. The wave of bird deaths this month has also caught the attention of local and state authorities. The deaths seem to coincide with the emergence of broad-X cicadas. Animal welfare lead of Arlington Animal Control Chief Jennifer Toussaint wrote the following. Beginning on Tuesday, May 18th, Animal Control began receiving an increase in the number of calls regarding sick, injured juvenile birds, specifically grackles and blue jays. Eye issues were reported in what otherwise looked like healthy juvenile birds, causing blindness and birds to land and stay on the ground. Animal Control is now seeing additional species of birds affected. Other agencies and localities across the region and state are reporting similar issues at this time. According to Arlington County Natural Resources Manager Alonso Abudadis, he is in contact with the state biologists about the matter. He is investigating and will examine the birds, said Abudadis. The Animal Welfare League of Arlington says it is in contact with the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources, which is performing tests on a selection of deceased birds, and that we await any results that may shed more light on the current situation. At this time, we are asking members of the public to dispose of these birds promptly when found on their property. The lead also provided several safety tips. Wear hand coverings to avoid any direct contact with the birds. Consider picking up the birds the same way you would for pet waste. Invert a bag over your hand, pick up the bird, and then pull the bag over the bird, tying with a knot at the top before disposal. Dispose of the sealed bag in a waste receptacle outside of your home. Wash your hands thoroughly after disposing of the bird. They also added, don't use insecticide on cicadas, which can poison whatever creature later eats them. The Animal Welfare League is encouraging residents to report dead birds via an online form and to report dead and injured birds on public property via phone by calling Arlington County Animal Control promptly. That's at their number at 703-931-9241. A local civic organization is inviting Arlingtonians to consider possible reforms to Arlington County's form of government, which has largely stayed the same since 1930. The Arlington County Civic Federation is holding a series of Zoom meetings to discuss reforms, from changing the number of county board members and their term limits to moving to ward-based board representation to using ranked choice voting. The Federation is a nonprofit organization that provides a forum for about 90 civic groups to discuss community topics. The Federation has a subgroup which was formed to look into implementing ranked choice voting and other electoral reforms. It calls itself the Task Force in Governance and Election Reform. They use the acronym TIGER. Civic Federation launched the group after the Virginia General Assembly passed legislation allowing ranked choice voting in local elections. Chris Wimbush, who chairs the subgroup looking into these changes, said, "We are excited to engage in this important work of exploring ways to make our already well-functioning government even better and more representative of the communities it serves." The committee's discussion began on May 17th and would continue every Monday through July, except Memorial Day. These meetings will elevate the current state of Arlington elections, its form of government, and public input structures, as well as models for reform. According to a press release, Arlington citizens can expect that the TIGER will, over the next year, conduct public fora and meetings regarding the current state of Arlington's form of government and electoral system. TIGER will regularly report to the Arlington County Board, the Arlington School Board, community and civic groups, and the CivFed membership. The subgroup is also tasked with improving representation on the county board and evaluating district representation rather than the county-wide board elections. During the first meeting, attendee Douglas McAvoy said, "I think in Arlington we're so heavily Democratic. I like the district concept in order to get different communities represented, but then I would worry that each district would end up becoming more polarized if we don't see some mechanism to try to push towards more moderation from those candidates." Ranked choice voting, cited as the main reason why TIGER was formed, is one of the biggest changes being discussed. Voters would rank their top county board and school board candidates, and in cascading series of rounds, the candidates with the fewest number of votes would be eliminated until a winner is selected. Proponents say it can help more minorities get elected and reduce the impact of spoiler candidates. Opponents note that some communities have repealed the election format after adopting it. Ranked choice voting has already been tested in Arlington. Last year, the Arlington County Democratic Caucus used it, resulting in the victory of Takis Karantonis in the third round to capture the party's county board nomination. Karantonis went on to win a seat on the board last July. This change will require the county board to pass an ordinance, but local officials are still waiting on more state guidance. Gretchen Rehmeyer, the county's general registrar, said guidelines could be discussed in June by the Virginia State Board of Elections. One TIGER member, Chando Choin, is stepping aside while he challenges Karantonis in the bid for the county board. Longtime Arlington County Board member Jay Fissette said shortly before his retirement that he thought that Arlington's form of government should be changed from that of a county, governed by an elected county board and managed by an unelected county manager, to that of a city with an elected mayor and city council. The last attempt to change Arlington's form of government failed to gather enough valid petition signatures. Arlington County's parks have been once again ranked 4th in the nation by the Trust for Public Lands Park Score Index. Washington, D.C. moved into first place with high marks on park equity. St. Paul stayed in second place, and previous winner Minneapolis came in third. According to County Board Chair Matt DiFerranti, the bar was raised this year, and rightly so, to not just measure park amenities and general accessibility, but also if there is equitable access for all. I'm proud that Arlington parks are still rated among the nation's best, and glad that we have new information as to where we can improve so that all Arlingtonians have equitable access to great public spaces. We have work to do, and I look forward to doing it. Mr. DeFerranti was referring to newly added criteria to measure how equitable parkland was for people of color and those with lower incomes. Arlington received perfect scores for dog parks, basketball hoops, and per capita spending. It was emphasized that 99% of all Arlington residents, regardless of race or income, are within a 10-minute walk to a park. The county is undertaking some initiatives to foster equity in all areas. In Arlington, neighborhoods of color have 34% less park space than white neighborhoods, and low-income neighborhoods have 34% less than high-income neighborhoods. The county management intends to reduce disparities in policies, procedures, practices, and services in their park system. When developing programs and services, county staff will ask 5 questions. Who benefits? Who is burdened? Who is missing? How do we know? What do we do, and what did we do? Arts and Recreation Director Jane Rudolph said, "We have a fantastic group of staff in our department who care deeply about the work we do for our community. Our community as well supports the work we do, providing valuable feedback and input along the way. I'm pleased that our park score ranking continues to reflect our great work." The Trust for Public Land, who assigned Arlington's rating, states that their trademarked park score rankings are based equally on 5 factors. Access. 99% of Arlington residents can walk to a park in 10 minutes or less, while the national average is 75%. Acreage. 11% of Arlington's land is reserved for parks. Investment. Arlington spends $347.72 per resident on parks. Amenities. The availability of 6 popular park features: basketball hoops, off-leash dog parks, playgrounds, spray grounds, and other water play structures, recreation and senior centers, and restrooms. Equity. Park access amenities for people of color and low-income households. That does it for the news for this week. Now on to our Community Bulletin Board Stories, or CBB.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first CBB announcement is that the spray grounds are now open. No, this has nothing to do with insect repellent or even deodorant. I don't think so anyway. A spray ground is a kind of water park, like a playground with big sprinklers. There are 5 spray ground locations in Arlington. Drew Park at 3514 22nd Street South, Hayes Park at 1516 North Lincoln Street, Lion Village Park at 1800 North Highland Street, Virginia Highlands Park at 1600 South Hayes Street, and Penrose Square at 2597 Columbia Pike. Only Hayes Park and Lion Village Park have restrooms. The hours at Drew Park are Monday and Thursday, 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m., Wednesday and Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., Saturday and Sunday, noon to 8 o'clock p.m. Drew Park is closed on Tuesdays. The hours at Hayes Park are Monday and Thursday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., Tuesday and Friday from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m., Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8 o'clock p.m. Hayes Park is closed on Wednesdays. The hours at Lion Village Park are Monday and Tuesday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., Wednesday and Friday, 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Saturday and Sunday, noon to 8 o'clock p.m. Lion Village Park is closed on Thursdays. The hours at Virginia Highlands Park are every day 10 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. And the hours at Penrose Square are sunrise to sunset every day except Wednesday. Penrose Square is closed on Wednesdays. No registration is required, but parking is limited. Next up, we have something called Gallery Underground Through the Window. It's an all-member show of works inspired by what artists see gazing outside or inside their windows. Some works depict people wistfully looking out, inspired by COVID lockdowns and restrictions. Some are home interiors peeked at from outside, and still others showcase scenes of beautiful views of gardens and landscapes. In their main gallery, there are new works by the members in all themes, in media including oil, acrylic, pastel, water media, sculpture, glass, ceramics, wood, and metalwork. The event runs through June 25th. The location is in the Crystal City Shops at 2100 Crystal Drive. It is open Monday through Friday from 10 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. For more information, call 571-483-0652. Next up, here's a chance to get your heart rate up and get a body weight workout before stretching it out in this muscle conditioning class for adults. By adults, they say they mean ages 18 through 110. The event is free, but I'm pretty sure you have to bring your own muscles. Register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 782-107-85, and it's coming up on Thursday, June 10th from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. at Thomas Jefferson Plaza, 3501 2nd Street South. Now, in case you missed that one, there's another session. The activity number for that one is 782-107-86, and that one's on Monday, June 14th from 12:15 to 1 o'clock p.m. Finally in CBB, did someone say live music, delicious Peruvian food, beer, and wine? I know I didn't, and I didn't hear anyone else say it either. I'm pretty sure it's just the folks at National Landing trying to stir up interest and be cute. Then they go on to say, that's right, Fridays at the Fountain is back every Friday from June through October. Well, that's worth knowing anyway. This outdoor concert series features local bands and musicians and is free to attend. Food and drinks are available for purchase through the Peruvian Brothers at The Stand. They advise you to reserve your spot now so you can enjoy great live music under the stars with your family and friends. Due to COVID restrictions, they will have strict attendance caps in place and pre-registration will be required to attend. You must reserve your seat now for groups of up to 6. Children under 2 do not need a ticket. There will be no standing room and masks will be required at all times when not seated. You can register at https://nationallanding.org/do/Fridays-at-the-fountain. That's on Fridays from June 4th through October 1st from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. at Crystal City Water Park, 1601 Crystal Drive. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. We're going to start off with another scenic bike ride. Now, how scenic is it? Well, it'll be as scenic as you can get over the space of 15 to 18 miles. That's more than just a trip around the block, that's for sure. This time they're going to follow a route they call the Arlington Loop. Anyway, it's a chance to join up with a bunch of other bike riders and visit parks and other interesting sites. The leader will be an experienced 55-plus biker who will keep the pace at around 10 miles per hour, so you won't need to worry about some hotshot kid leaving you behind. If you don't know what the Arlington Loop is, well, neither do I, but you can join up and find out. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 914-100-07. That's on Thursday, June 10th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 noon. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. This is a real live event, so you'll need to call to find out where the meetup is. Our next event is called Favorite Vegan Dishes. Now, don't go rolling up your noses and saying you don't want any. Some of this stuff is really good, and you might have eaten some without even knowing it. Anyway, this is a chance to learn more about the power of delicious vegan meals. Eating a more sustainable diet has the power to decrease mortality, shrink the global food gap, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and nourish the global population on a healthy, resilient planet. I think they mean Earth. By the way, a sustainable diet does not mean a guy who can keep on drinking beer until everyone else has gone home. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 914-501-02. And it's on Thursday, June 10th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. It is an online event. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Now this next one's a toughie because it's set for the same time as the vegan event. But maybe you're already a vegan and can afford to try something else. Anyway, this alternate event is called Movie Discussions, and they meet each month to discuss a different movie. The thing is, this month's movie is no ordinary movie. It's called Mank. Now, if you're really into the classic black and white movies from the 1930s and 40s, you'll probably love Mank. It's the story of the screenwriter Herman Mankiewicz and his development of the screenplay for the movie Citizen Kane. That's about as classic as you can get. The Mank movie itself received 10 Oscar nominations, and it even won in 2 categories. At the very least, it's a chance to talk about the guy who knew the real meaning of Rosebud. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 914-402-04. And that's coming up on Thursday, June 10th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. It is a virtual event. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Finally, in 55 plus news, is a walk-in tub right for you? Nobody ever asks me this question, at least not at the grocery store, but for some folks, it's worth considering. The question is whether you need to have a walk-in bath installed in order to be able to remain safely and independently in your home. Katie Holmes is a certified aging-in-place specialist and the principal of Holmes Adaptations, LLC. she'll be available to discuss the pros and cons of remodeling your bathroom with a walk-in bathtub. In case you're not crazy about that idea, she will also evaluate other bathing safety options and modifications. For instance, I don't really need that giddy-up bar on the bathroom wall, but I gotta admit, I do use it sometimes. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 914-500-01. That's on Friday, June 11th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. It is an online event. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 plus news.
Now some analysis. First on election reform. At Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, we have some reservations about the nature and timing of this current reform-based activity. First, Civic Federation leaders are not chosen in Arlington's regular elections. Second, the Civic Federation exists outside of Arlington's regular government. It is a non-profit corporation which seeks to advise and influence the Arlington County Board. It is not unlike a lobbying group. Third, at a time when many states are passing new laws affecting voting, the self-named Tiger Group is seeking to alter Arlington's actual form of government. The remark by one attendee that, quote, "In Arlington we're so heavily Democratic," unquote, suggests a political rather than a procedural bias. We are reminded of a famous 1870s political cartoon by Thomas Nast, in which the Tammany tiger is shown mauling the symbolic figure of Columbia in a coliseum with the caption, "What are you going to do about it?" Now Arlingtonians may be confronted with a new tiger bent on changing their government. Now let's take a look at the Trust for Public Land, who assigned Arlington's Park Score rating. A look at their top salaries show their CEO being paid $498,763, their senior vice president receiving $278,440, and their chief philanthropy officer in third place at $273,110 per year. The salary paid to the Trust's CEO is greater than that of the President of the United States, and the other two salaries listed are greater than that of the Vice President of the United States. There is something incongruous about these high salaries in an organization that emphasizes equity for low-income households. Their emphasis on park investment suggests that spending more money automatically improves parks, ignoring the possibility of waste. Their rankings make no mention of ecological concepts such as tree canopy, permeable pavement, trash receptacles, or recycling availability. Also worth noting is that ParkScore's list consists of only 100 cities, but that Arlington is not a city. Finally, the top ranking of Washington, D.C. seems almost naive. A glance at the crime rating map on Realtor.com raises the thought that even if you can walk to a D.C. park in the same 10 minutes as in Arlington, a lot more bad things can happen to you on the way. And that concludes this week's show. Be careful, be safe, and be well.